your first draft coming in for the first series of the group stage round 2 of today. So without further ado, let's go into game 1 of CMF versus Team Max.
Right, now with that being said, of course they want to qualify for the EWC. EWC is where the world's best come together and rise above. This summer, Riyadh becomes the center of esports, so make sure you scan the QR code and get your ticket now.
You're making me excited, Kin. I cannot wait for Riyadh. I remember when we last went there, that place is hella huge and you could walk there like an actual amusement park.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I want to go there. So we'll see how this is going to be. Right off the bat, interesting lane swap here. They actually put Jeff on the top side, and it's going to be a 3v1 against Psychonoia. He might have to give up first blood here.
I mean, he got to play safe here. 3v1, he's doing his job, picking up all those last hits here. Bottom lane, though, Shimo already having to burn the flash.
So Shimo's actually practicing what he showed us yesterday. Shimo's willing to take the pressure against multiple enemies, especially now against CMF. And he has found success, managed to survive most of the aggressions. And this is where Max starts to shine because they actually get a lot of aggression counter towards the other singular members here.
Yeah, and you make a good point as well, right? You talk about pressure, which Shimo is playing on the soft side, absorbing all the lane pressure coming in from CMF, which gives the Futsu that needs so many items in the late game to get the prior on the laning phase against the Liu Bang.
That's right. And right off the bat, they will start with a little bit of pokes down here. I don't think Team Max wants to overcommit. While Star King is pretty okay in the early parts of the game because of his passive, not ideal to lose your life here.
Yeah, not ideal at all. And so far, it's a pretty calm and steady early game, aside from the flash being burned in towards the bot side by Shimo here. Nice knockup coming in from Star King here. But as you mentioned, just a bit of poke, just a bit of trades here. Once the minions are done, then it's off to a good start here. But Jeff, ooh, almost hitting that stage might.
Yeah, he wanted to get the punishment in, right? And then, you know, whip them into shape. But right now, I like this growth from CMF. But it is going to be potential first blood here. Star King forced the dash his way back. And the Annihilation not going to hit the mark. But the snipes do come in from Knight. So Max have to play a little bit more careful at this point.
That's the power of the Chicha, right? Every time you pop in from melee to range form to overkill form, you reset 50% of the CD. And with that prior, look at that.
Oh no, Chigiri, he has to get first blood. Actually uses the Moonscape Mirage, but he should be dead here. It is going to be a 1v1, but it's against a Zhang Fei. The Beast is definitely going to win this one. And with that, they give away first blood. No, the flash. Oh, Chigiri, he makes it out alive somehow.
I know for a fact if the Zhang Fei player was Kindofu, he'll be like, screw your kill to the carry. I'm going to take it inside the Moonscape Mirage. So I do imagine that Illmatic, he did what Aroma has to do. It's like, hey, I'm just going to save this kill for Knight or Koshai when the Moonscape Mirage ends. But unfortunately, Chigiri makes it out alive with a skin of health.
I completely disagree. I think it's well worth it that Illmatic gets the kill here.
I mean,
in any case, Team Max, they survived this initial onslaught. Now they try to set up for themselves, and with the Sage's mic as well, Kitty is going to walk into the fray. 3v1, there's no way to survive. First blood goes into the hands of Kitty.
I feel like Psychonoia wasn't really respecting the move coming in from the side of Jeff, because Jeff forced out a flash prior towards this, so Psychon cannot play that aggressive on this Liu Bang. And right now, with the kills dropping into Max's favor here, we do see a bit of a poke on towards Star King here, but it's a Lapu. He's pretty tanky.
Okay, so hindsight bias, having Shimo actually take the farm lane instead of Jeff seems like a better idea, right? Because Shimo is actually a little bit more survivable when he's 4. He has his force field suppression, so he's able to tank a little bit more damage against Anthem.
Oh yeah, like, it goes back to our discussion just now where you want Shimo to absorb pressure so that Jeff actually gets a bit of an easier lane against Psychonoia. You can see towards the top side, that tower is not going to be staying for long. Jeff is putting so much pressure against the members of CMF, and right now we see a bit of a higher end take here coming in for both teams.
Yes, it's going to be a small wrestle at this point. Okay, that's going to be a very early outburst. Not the ideal situation for CMF. And this opens up the space for the side of Team Max to get started on the Tyrant. The pokes are coming in, they zone them out. So Max gets the first Tyrant of the game.
It's also smart from CMF as well. Once they realize that the Illmatic Zhang Fei's Unbridled Outburst with, they're like, okay, Psychon, just farm your top side, gather as much gold as possible, because in the late game, Liu Bang's shield does scale with the magical power that he actually purchases here, so at the very least, allow this Liu Bang to slowly scale into those 2-3 level items.
I like the way they put that, right? Because for some people that are new to HOK, you might feel like, hey, CMF is not really doing the best job. But CMF is very patient because, like you said, they want the late game. And Max, they are on the timer. They need to rush this game.
Yeah, they need to put every single resource, especially Chigiri's ultimate, to pull in those aggressive plays. And so far, aside from that one defensive Yusuke Mirage coming in from Chigiri, we haven't seen this mid lane perform any aggressive ones. But at the top side, those
Oh, no way! He can't make it out. Psychonoia will be taken out. Kitty gets a secondary kill, and this Tiger is getting fed.
They're getting fed and they're pushing on that tier 2 in towards the top lane right now. More and more gold funnel in towards this pocket of this Fuzi, and with 4 members coming in towards this mid side, this mid turret might be going down as well for South CMF.
Yeah, we were talking about this, right? It feels like Max will be able to set the pacing of the game. They have to respond, but walk me through, why is Psychonoia there?
I'm telling you, over aggression and tunnel vision here. He wanted the farm. He's observing on towards the cross map here, but he didn't notice that he was in danger here. So a beautiful 5th pick counter pick of this Fuzi to really isolate Psychonoia on this new bound. I would say very well done by the coaching staff of Team Max.
Okay, so let's explore Knight for a bit, because I feel like he has been performing well on the Chicha, but he hasn't found an opening yet. What is Knight supposed to do here?
Knight needs to isolate targets like Kitty or Chigiri. But the problem right now is there's a lot of counters that's being specifically targeted towards Knight in this matchup. Jeff's Fuzi, the spell 2, I think it's Intuition. That thing does super well into Chicha. The moment you pop that spell 2, Chicha practically does 0 damage against the Fuzi here. So for Knight, options are very rare unless Illmatic finds a beautiful bridal outburst on the backline like Chigiri or Kitty.
So at this point for CMF, I mean, we both know, hey, the goal here is to try and drag the game, but we're only 7 minutes in, and it looks like the T2s have already been taken on the top side. Bot seems to be, yeah, it's taken already.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure that's being generated by Team Max right now, but a nice engage in the bot side though.
It is going to be a catch. CMF punishes them, and Jeff takes the fall for the first part of this fight. Team Max needs to run away, starting a little low, but Anthem is alone. Kitty will be able to finish the job down here. Another catch by Chigiri. This is not looking good for CMF at all. Team Max, they turn up the tempo, should be able to get the kill onto the Psycho man himself. Illmatic will be taken down, and Shimo, what a team play, tanking the hit so that Kitty gets out unscathed.
The early fight looked amazing coming in for South CMF. They isolated Jeff, got the kill on towards the Fuzi here, so there's no Sage Mike coming in towards the play. But Anthem, over diving in towards the backline on towards Starcade here, gets the pickup kill on towards Kitty. And Kitty right now, he's so tanky, but he's over diving himself.
Yeah, he will trade his life. It needs to be a good trade. It is a shutdown though. The goal goes into Anthem. Chigiri will be able to survive for a little bit. Walks away with a couple of scratches, but still, it is Team Max with an advantage. T2 in the mid, finally taken down. So Team Max, they're just left with the T3s here.
I think for the side of CMF, the idea of getting the kills on towards Jeff was an amazing idea, but overextending into the latest use of the fight isn't as wise, because if we were to view in towards the composition that CMS has drafted, you rely on hyper late game coming in from Anthem and Koshai. But if you take a look at Max, however, their composition comes online very early. Even though that they lost Jeff, there's still so much damage coming in from the members like Kitty or Shimo or Chigiri here. So for CMF, take time. You need a breather. You need to scale into this late game.
Well, you say that, but that's not going to happen. Another Raging Sea, not going to land onto anyone. Can they get the TP? Illmatic is the first one to fall. The tank has fallen. They need more damage on the side of CMF. Double kill for the side of Kitty as they're looking to rampage their way. Psychonoia, the next one to fall, is 3 for nothing. And they have the catch onto Anthem as well. Chigiri should be able to finish the job here as Shimo watches him from the sidelines. The last hope gonna die, just leaving Koshai alone in the base.
4 members down coming in from CMF Esports. It goes back to our conversation just now. CMF, they're being choked by Max right now. Max is forcing every single fight around the same spot. The Crimson Golem in towards that bottom side jungle here, and CMF have no answers thus far. Goalie-wise, 6,000 in favor of Team Max.
It's a very suffocating situation for the side of CMF, right? It was already difficult to kill Kitty before, but Kitty just got his hands on the pure sky. This 30% damage reduction, it's not going to be a friendly matchup for CMF here.
He's doing a ton of damage, he's super tanky, and looking at the itemization coming in from CMF, they have not hit their markers yet to realistically take down, there I would say, 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks coming in from Team Max.
I mean, you need to be at level 12. Once again, they get the catch, this time on the Anthem. Raging Sea as Katie finishes the job. The TP comes in, Battlefield Command will be able to save his jungler. Knight walks away safely for the time being, but the T3 will be taken down. They're diving past him. Psychonoia, he does have his ultimate available. No, he does not. Illmatic already running out of the beast form. Chigiri gets another catch. The crystal is open for the taking, but Max, they understand the risk that they're taking. They have to back off.
Chigiri's always in towards the fountain there. How did he even get there in the first place here? So that's a good consolation kill coming in for the side of CMF. 4v4 now with Anthem respawning. This could be CMF's one-shot on opportunity to force this 4v5 on this Shadow Tyrant here. They're coming in for the vision here. Illmatic spots it out, forces the members of Team Max to back off from this objective.
Yeah, Jeff actually gets the Sage's mic. Can they finish his job? He has no outing. Illmatic will be taken down. There's no way CMF wants to go for more, right?
Yeah, there's no way right now. And in the 4v4 situation right now, Team Max having a superior control here. Shimo walking up, looking for an opening here. But the only opening that he found was to force out CMF players to back away from this Shadow objective. Back to a 50-50, back to neutral. But goalie still in the favor of Team Max.
It's so hard to deal with, right? We already know about the passive of Star King, so he gives you additional magic and physical defense. And Shimo by himself is already pretty tanky. So in that situation where it was a 2v1, I don't think they can take down Shimo. Shimo with the passive of Star King, he is absolutely undefeatable.
For now, fully agree. Unless this game miraculously drags to a Tempest Dragon, then CMF has a better shot in Koshai and Anthem's ultra late game. But looking at this current state, we might be looking at a double Shadow objective coming in from Team Max to finally close out the game after 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is a double OBJ. I mean, it is difficult. CMF, their lives are on the line down here. Like you said before, if they lose this series, they're out of the tournament. They will be eliminated.
Yeah, tournament lives on the line here. They did well. They qualified for stage 2 of the group stage, but right now, if they lose this series, it's bye-bye. But bye-bye as well. Koshai steals the Shadow Overlord from the hands of Team Max.
Yep, it's a glimmer of hope at this point, right? They can save a lane, at least for a moment. So big work from the side of Koshai. What the timing on that is just crazy. But Team Max, do not be a misunderstanding down here. They can still get a kill here. Illmatic forced to use the beast form. Unbridled outburst. Do they really want to save him? Psychonoia, I think he needs to stay silent. No, they actually want to turn tides around. Team Max caught in the middle of all the different members. Big wins. Shimo, Jeff, and Star King are all down. Double kill for Knight. The power spike and the turnaround is possible.
Wait, 30 seconds on the clock with minion waves marching on towards the top lane. 5v2. This could be the shot for CMF to potentially end the game right here if they can find the correct angle.
Okay, I don't think they can end the game, but they can definitely do a lot of structural damage, right? CMF, T2s should be a guarantee, at least on the top. Look, they're pushing members away. If they allow the T3s to be taken, Team Max might be in for a world of pain here.
I need a replay, kid. That play was beautiful coming in from CMF to pile on towards the members of Max and forcing that beautiful play. But Knight dives in. The Moonskate Rush does block on towards one of the members coming from CMF.
Okay, that should be a guaranteed kill. And right now, CMF, they're a little bit too far away from home. Illmatic will be taken down by Kitty. And with that, not only do they mount the defense, they can turn this whole script around as well. Team Max, Kitty rushing the mid wave to see what else is available for the taking. Once they clear this, I think the map is going to be in their favor.
But fortunately right now, there's no minion waves that's piling on towards this mid wave aside from this wave. With Koshai being up and available, this should be an easy defense coming in from CMF. But they did what we asked for. They managed to stall the game into a later timer here. Now, Anthem and Koshai has tapped into that late game mode that we are looking for.
Okay, this is now completely changed, right? The winds of change have come. CMF in a much better position. They've taken a T3 way. They actually get the flash down. Can they get the kill on the Kitty? Kitty will run away. Star King is pretty tanky. He will not take a fall at this point. They're being pulled away. CMF unable to find the finish.
But they do force out one flash coming in from Star King here, so that's going to be a long-range engage. Disable coming in from Team Max. But CMF definitely playing much more confident after the first few plays here. Anthem doesn't know that Star King's in this bush. Star King does get spotted up by Koshai in this play here. That's just in towards enemy territory here. Might be caught out.
Yep, they use the Howl to try and chase him down. The Lapu Lapu should be taken out. Star King unable to stay alive, will take a fall. But what does this mean for the map? Is this an advantage for CMF at all?
Definitely an advantage here with the death timers being 35 seconds for Star King. Take a look at the minimap bottom side. The Shadow Tyrant is about to be up in the exact same moment here. Star King needs a lot of time to actually travel into these objectives here. So that's one less frontline being available for Team Max in these objectives.
Okay, that is quite big, right? The passive of Star King is very valuable in the team fights. And right now, I think it's looking a little bit dicey. But here comes the potential catch. They want to catch Kitty, but this guy is so slippery, unable to find an opening from CMF.
CMF just has to take it chill, take it calm, because minion waves are winning the game for them here. Top and bottom tier 3s have already been taken down, coming in for the side of CMF on towards Team Max. And with objective spawn right now, map control looks to be super in favor for the side of CMF. But we do see a bit of a trade here being initiated by Team Max on towards his bottom side.
Oh, Knight actually gets it. They will be looking for a decent fight here. Unable to find a finish. Star King, the main tank, like you said, if he's taken out, it makes life a lot more difficult for Team Max. But CMF, I like this movement coming in. Take a look at what Psychonoia is doing.
Yeah, he's dragging members coming in from the cross lane here, making sure that, hey, you have an open lane in towards the bottom lane here. The moment that you show on towards the cross map, that could potentially be a backdoor coming in from Psychonoia. But if you do match Psychonoia, Psycho can always teleport first with the ultimate coming in from the Liu Bang to join the fights faster compared to anyone that's matching him.
Okay, I'm getting quite a bit of energy from our CMF fans here. I feel like they can see the potential turnaround. There is a potential for comeback here, but it's not going to be as easy, right? Kitty has a second life, I believe, at this point of time with the Sage's Sanctuary. Is that going to make a difference?
Ooh, for damage department-wise, I think that Team Mac currently, they're not looking the freshest here, because in terms of damage, they are looking quite unavailable here. But the nice stage spike does land though.
Yeah, they do land the Raging Sea, but it's not going to be enough. Shimo, he's not looking too good. Here comes Unbridled Albus. They take down the first tank. There's a big hit onto the side of Team Max on the backlines as well. Kitty is falling a bit low. He does have the shields, and he wanted to follow up the damage. Anthem flashes forward. Can they get the first life? They do. Can they finish the job? That's the big thing. Kitty unable to run too long for this moment, but there's no one else helping with the chase down except for Illmatic. There are bigger objectives. CMF want to get the T2 in the mid. They want an open base on the side of Team Max.
Anthem showing up with the big guns here. The late game channel damage forces the members of Team Max to back away. There's just not enough engages here to really reach against Koshai and Anthem in that backline department here, making the team fights super difficult for Team Max unless Shimo or Jeff or Star King can get a flash knockup on these key carries in the late game.
I mean, this is what we talked about, right? This new CMF, like, they have improved the discipline. I don't think the old CMF would have made that decision. They would have gone for the chase.
I would definitely have to agree with you. That's why we do say HOK Esports, it forces and nurtures growth for these teams when they play enough of games, getting into that database here. And right now, I think the gold lead doesn't really matter anymore on the hands of Max right now. It's about the execution, whether the players can jump on towards Anthem. Currently, Anthem has no flash, so this might be a golden opportunity for Team Max to prioritize on this play.
Wait, everyone is grouped up. Illmatic, he has a chance to make this into a pretty scary situation against Team Max. Now, he's not going to be preemptive with his ultimate. That's a good discipline. And we'll see what else they can offer. Because if they get a multi-man knockback from the side of Illmatic, it could completely change the fight here.
Yep, and right now we do see Illmatic positioning himself very aggressively in towards the enemy territory here, choking out Vision as much as possible. That's the Unbridled I was talking about.
Yep, they want to go on to Kitty, I believe. That is the first life. No, he has no Mitra life. Destiny already used. Kitty does make it out, but where is the chase down? On the backlines, Jeff forced to use the flash as well. Here comes their own flash on the side of Shimo, unable to find the finish onto Anthem, and he will get taken down. Team Max, they're trying so hard, but CMF, the coffin makers for real.
They're making the coffin here for game 1 of Team Max here. Team Max, although winning in kills, winning in gold, but the hopes are diminishing right now as the CMF force, they are overscaling you in this late game, and with 2 minion waves marching in towards this base, they do look to back up and do look to regroup for the potential Tempest Dragon at 20 minimum.
All right, I'll be honest, they have, what, 6 seconds to make this happen? I'm not sure whether they can make it in time. 2 seconds more? They actually do, okay. So this is great. And let's be honest, when you said earlier that we might be able to see a Tempest game, I was not, in sync with that. I felt like CMF could not deal with the aggression of Team Max, but here we are. If CMF takes game number 1, I think this destroys Max's confidence.
Hey, you gotta give props towards CMF. The one big play that they made towards the bottom lane entirely flipped the script for this game's result, right? We thought that, hey, Max is gonna just choke out CMF, make sure that they have no late game power, but in reality, CMF found that beautiful team fight in the bottom lane, which led to this current state right now. With minion wave being in pressure for side Team Max, it's very difficult for them to actually set up this play.
They're 1 second away. It's so clear, but it's Illmatic who's causing a problem. Right now, Ninjas alone does have vision on 2 different members, Shimo as well as Chikiri. Right now, here comes that ultimate. The Battlefield Command already preemptively used. Here comes a stun. They knock him back into the wall. Can they get Chikiri? He will use his ultimate to stay alive for a little bit longer. Knight is the one caught inside, I believe. But Team Max, they're wrecking the backlines. Anthem tries to survive, unable to do so. First life gone. Right now, they just have to finish the job. Anthem will be taken down. No, he actually makes it out. Team Max, this is a huge opportunity for them to be able to turn this fight if they can get Anthem. He's still running. They can't finish the job. And everything going wrong. They have to defend the base as well. Shadow Overload on the right-hand side of the map. This means Team Max needs to back off. This could be a big winning moment. If they can take down Shimo Hyo, it's going to be good for the side of Coffin Maker Force. They don't need to, but they will want to. So now, with that situation change, it looks like there is another thing on the dinner plate. Tempest Dragon Battle, boys.
Yeah, it's ready here after so many spells being engaged on. We do see Anthem using the soaring shot to dodge from Jeff's flash Sage Mine here. That's a key cooldown not available for Team Max later on. Jeff is going in. Jeff is pounding onto multiple members in the back line.
He can't do it. He will fall. Knight gets the kill. And right now, Tempest Dragon is not enough half health. The stun comes in. First life once again for Kitty. He's going to be pushed back. This is looking like a Tempest for the side of CMF. Unless a steal happens, they need a miracle. Not going to happen. Knight actually gets that finish onto the Tempest Dragon. TP coming down. Emergence. Unable to stop the rest of Team Max from running. But they do get one stray straggler. Star King will take a fall. CMF is looking great.
20 seconds on Jeff, 40 seconds on Star King, 3v5 with Tempest Dragon, with Super Minions. They're currently marching in the base of Team Max. This is the moment for CMF to close off this game 1, but Kojai gets singled out by Chigiri.
Yep, QB taken down, but the stun comes in from the side of Psychonoia and the base. They don't even care about the fight. Clinical finish. CMF.